Welcome to Tianjin. Welcome to Tianjin. Welcome to Tianjin. Welcome to Tianjin. Just 30 minutes outside of Beijing, Tianjin is renowned for its history, culture, and architecture. Today, we're going to take you on a tour of this city at this very special time of year, Chinese New Year, or as it's known here in China, Spring Festival. People here in Tianjin certainly know how to celebrate Spring Festival. Traditionally, they would celebrate it for 60 days. That's a hell of a lot of celebrating. So join me for this one-day walk around this most fascinating city.
Our walk begins here at Tianjin train station. From the train station, go south along Jiefang North Road into the French concession. Western architecture like this is the last thing you'd expect to see in China, so why is it here? In fact, there are many cities in China with European architecture like this, including Shanghai, Ningbo, and Xiamen. Most famously, of course, Hong Kong and Macau. These came about after the First and Second Opium Wars, after which a weakened China was forced into signing treaties that allowed foreign trade from certain ports. These areas built by foreign governments are called concessions. They're now tourist attractions, but let's not forget how they came about. Because of opium, a drug that destroyed the lives of hundreds of thousands of people here in China. Foreign concessions in Tianjin were approved in 1860. The British, French, and Japanese concessions became the largest as there was a lot of investment and trade there. They were like mini cities within the larger Chinese city, with their own schools, shops, and hospitals. In the former French concession, almost every building is still standing today. Many important historical figures lived in Tianjin during the period of the concessions and afterwards, and these former residences are marked with plaques. From Jiefang North Road, turn onto Chifeng Road and walk until you see the red brick former French barracks. As with many of the protected buildings here, you can scan a QR code on the information plaque to hear about the history of the barracks in Chinese. Head back onto Jiefang North Road for 1 block and turn onto Changde Road, which will take you to Central Park. From the park, take Liaoning Road onto Chifeng Road.
One of the most special features of this area is right behind me, the Porcelain House, an original building from Tianjin's French concession. This building has been a lifelong project of Zhang Lianzhi, who has decorated the building with millions of pieces of Chinese pottery from across hundreds of years of Chinese history. It's open to the public, so you can see this amazing place for yourself. We're now heading to the main shopping area of the former French concession, Hepinglu. Let's go.
Head to the right of the Porcelain House and take Liaoning Road to Huazhong Road, where you turn right into Heping Road.
During the early 1900s, Heping Road was home to large stores, companies, and banks. And so looking around, you can really see how grand these buildings are. To see an example of the opulence that really is indicative of this area, join me inside the former National Commercial Bank, which is now a Starbucks. You know how much I love my Starbucks. Let's go.
Designed by Shen Liyuan, who was among the first Chinese architects to study overseas, This 1921 building was vacant for over 2 decades before Starbucks moved in 2016 and spent 3 years renovating the building. They preserved most of the original features of the bank, including the spectacular dome, marble pillars and counters. Another nice feature is the old photos of Tianjin in the corridor to the left of the entrance.
While this isn't a traditional feature, local Tianjiners do have a saying about this coin. They say that if you're a man and you hold a 1 yuan coin in your left hand, or for women, a 1 yuan coin in your right hand, once you get home, if you put that coin into your wallet, you will be rich for your entire life. Of course, we have no way of testing that because who carries real money anymore?
Take the alleyway next to Starbucks and go straight ahead until you come to a large crossing with a bridge up ahead.
Okay, so we've just left the former French concession and we're now heading across Dagu Bridge towards the former Italian concession. It's also worth pointing out that Dagu Bridge looks really beautiful lit at night. So if you're in the area at night, definitely come and see the bridge.
At the end of the bridge, turn left onto Boai Road and cross the road at the first traffic lights. Ahead you'll see Dante Plaza, which is one of the 2 main squares of the former Italian concession.
We're now in the Italian concession. Italy got this concession in 1902, and it is Italy's only foreign concession, meaning that all these buildings are totally unique.
By the 1930s, the majority of the population of the Italian concession was Chinese, including retired military leaders and politicians who lived in these big mansions, and the area developed a reputation for drugs and gambling. From Dante Plaza, head left and walk through to Marco Polo Square, then turn right. This brings you to Minzu Road, where you'll find the former residence of Liang Qichao and the Italian barracks.
Now a museum, this is the former residence of Liang Qichao, who was a major influence during the political reformation of modern China. Behind me is the former Italian barracks, built in 1925 and now an art space. And if we head down this alley, you'll see a Maoist slogan painted on a wall by Red Guards during the Cultural Revolution.
The slogan reads, "Great mentor, great leader, great commander, great helmsman, long live Chairman Mao." From the slogan, make a U-turn around the corner to take you back to the pedestrianised area of the former concession. This will take you past the very grand mansion of Tung Yulin. From Marco Polo Square, turn onto Minzu Road, which is lined with restaurants serving European cuisines, and cross the 2 roads up ahead to take you back to the river. The High River connects Tianjin to the sea and the Grand Canal between Hangzhou and Beijing. Since Tianjin is so close to Beijing, if you control Tianjin, you control the capital. That's why it's so strategically important and why so many countries wanted to establish concessions here. As you walk along the river, you'll pass a European-looking building with distinctive stepped gables. This is the former residence of Yuan Shikai, China's first president, and it was located in the Austro-Hungarian concession. The concession is almost completely gone now, but a few buildings remain, including the former consulate. Walk along the river until you get to the footbridge with the glass steps.
We've arrived at the southern end of Ancient Culture Street, which could be considered one of Tianjin's highlights for any visit. Ancient Culture Street is situated right on the river, so it's always been considered an important point for trade and markets. Especially New Year's goods, which are called Nianhua in Chinese. Even today, every year, there's a Nianhua market right next door, so let's go and see it.
Every year, Chinese people buy new decorations, which they hang on or just before New Year's Eve. Nowadays, a lot of people buy them at the supermarket, but here in Tianjin, next to Ancient Culture Street, there's a special market selling all types of paper decorations, such as couplets, door gods, the character Fu, and paper cuttings. All these decorations are protective. They go at the front of the house facing outwards to attract good luck and repel evil spirits. And of course, they are mostly red and gold, which are lucky colors in China.
One of the essential New Year's decorations are couplets. Even though they're called couplets, they actually come in a set of 3, and they go around your front door, one above the front door and one either side. Written on them are lucky phrases that just bring good luck to you throughout the year. Paper cuttings are most traditionally round, but here in Tianjin, you'll find some paper cuttings that you don't generally find elsewhere in China. These are large rectangular paper cuts with very ornate design. So I'm going to pick up a few of these and take them back to Beijing.
My wife wouldn't let me leave without buying this beautiful hand-painted paper cut of the character Fu, which means blessings. And then, when we saw a calligrapher painting Fu in gold, we had to stop and get a pair of those too. Unfortunately, we don't have enough windows to actually hang all of these decorations on, but hey, I'm sure they'll be good next year.
Directly behind the decorations market is a statue of Ma Zu. Her temple is just a few minutes walk from here. Behind her statue is the Tianjin Folk Culture Museum. If you can read Chinese, it's definitely worth visiting, and it's free. So let's head on to Ancient Culture Street.
Tianjin is well known for its niren, which are figurines of people and animals made of clay and then painted in bright colors. Zhang Mingshan started making clay figurines in the 1820s. He was from a very poor family, but he became famous because of his detailed observations of people and everyday life in clay. The Zhang family still makes Niren after 6 generations.
One of the best things about visiting Tianjin's ancient culture street is all the traditional snack foods that you can try here. So let's jump in and try a few different things. Baozi is famous all across China. Baozi in English is stuffed bun. But probably the most famous kind of baozi is doubuli baozi. Pork stuffed buns. Oh, really, really good baozi. It's so hot. 够不里包子好吃。
Shu Li Gao is made from coarsely ground rice, which is packed into a wooden mold and then placed over a pipe to steam. Once steamed, the rice cakes are topped with sweet sauces.
天津特色酥里糕。还可以。Probably one of Tianjin's best known street snacks is jianbing, which is a kind of fried pancake wrapped up with various fillings. So I'm going to grab one from here. Full 好了。
哎，可以。你好，行的。哦，不要哈。
辣椒不要了。哦，一点点就可以。
哦，可以。
可以啊。
可以。
这个有味道。
好吃。
好吃。
有辣椒，好吃。
你是本地人吗？
我不是。
从哪里来？
我是山东。
山东的哦。
我老爸是天津的。我给老爸打工的，一点点啊。
嗯。
你是哪个国家的？
我们是英国人。
哦，你说中文说的那么好。
没有没有，太差了太差了。
说的够好的。
谢谢。你听懂我说话那是最好。
听得懂。因为以前。
哇，这么大的。
对。酿走味好吃。
好嘞，谢谢啊。
没关系。
On a cold day like this, this is exactly what you want. If you can figure out how to get it out of its bag. Okay, 天津煎饼果子，好吃。嗯。
This is Tianhou Gong, a temple built in 1326. Tianhou is another name for Mazu, a goddess of the sea, who has been worshipped since ancient times in coastal areas, which this is, of course, even though we're in the middle of a city. Tianjin is northern China's largest port, with the river connecting to the sea 50 kilometers away. Mazu might be based on a real woman who sailed out to sea to rescue shipwrecked sailors. The poles in the square are 600 years old and symbolize ships' masts. On festivals, lanterns would be hung here to represent hope for returning sailors. had a go at woodblock printing, which is a traditional way to make New Year's pictures to decorate the house.
这个真漂亮，做这个多少钱
20 yuan.
？20 yuan. Okay, let's do it. So I'm putting the color onto the print block, making sure to make it as wet as possible, but not too wet. 这样子吗？多长时间？
稍微使点这个样子。
1、2、3，哇，这么漂亮！
So, what do you think? At the north end of Ancient Culture Street on the right, behind the shops, you'll find Yuhuan Pavilion, which was built in the Ming Dynasty. People assembled here for ceremonies on important dates.
When you're walking down Ancient Culture Street, it's so bright and interesting. But also don't forget to explore the back alleys as well, which have their own interesting restaurants and boutiques. Okay, so it's starting to get dark. Let's go and take a look at some more beautiful Spring Festival lights.
From the south gate of Ancient Culture Street, walk right, then turn left at the main road and walk in a straight line all the way back down Heping Road to the Coin. Turn left onto Binjiang Avenue and follow that to Jiefang North Road. Turn left across the bridge back to the train station where you started. And there you go. Thank you so much for joining us today. If you have any questions, please just pop them into the comments below. If you've been to Tianjin before and think we missed anything, let us know. And if you did follow this walk, we'd love to hear your comments. See you next time.